Next step, which is basically defining the problem. And again, something I do for all the project, because there is a saying, that a problem well posed or well shaped is actually half solved. If you have the problem statement crisp and clear, be assured your problem is actually half solved. So make sure that you have a very well posed problem. And we will come to examples, right? Vivek will tell you examples. Let me also give one or two. For example, you want to help an end user who is responsible for, let's say, hospital management. So what problem you can solve for that particular person? Right? So the problem that you can solve is to identify where are the delays happening, identify where are the cost overrun happening. Once you understand that problem, that I want to help that hospital management or manager of the hospital, the healthcare system, by helping him or her understand from where these problems are coming, from where the delay in the supply chain is happening, then you have a well-posed problem. Then you know that now that I have the problem, I can go and dig the data. I can try to find the data. I will try to see where the data, and we will come to the data part after this. So, problem definition, as I said, I want to repeat this thing maybe 10 times. I will repeat this, that a problem or a project well defined, even before you are working, if it is well defined, it is half solved. Okay, and as part of that, you have to identify in a very clear way what do you have to answer at the end. Right? So you identify an end user in your mind, and then you have to think what you have to answer at the end. Okay, and for doing that, you also have to develop an understanding of the domain. Now, this is a very interesting part when it comes to analytics, because analytics ended up finding application across every domain. Imagine you think about healthcare, telecom, energy, environment, you just name it. There are tons of analytics applications out there. So while analytics by itself is a tool, if you really want to apply the tool, you also have to understand the domain where you are applying, isn't it? So try to understand the domain. So if you are thinking from a healthcare side, try to understand a little bit about their supply chain. Who are their key suppliers? Who are basically where they come and basically store all those kind of things. What are the expiry date, etc. I heard one of you mentioned that you want to do something around COVID. Yeah, do the same thing. If you are now thinking about COVID, you will most likely be thinking about your end user who is either suffering from COVID or is a caregiver. Okay, now as you do that, try to understand which particular problem of that end user you are going to solve. Okay, once you do that, you will see that will open up all the windows through which now you can see and you can start collecting your data in a systematic way. And that's why I said that we have to wait for the data collection part. It's very important that many of you are already identified and already mentioned, but we have to wait, because if we just jump into finding data, then we will possibly get data. We will get more than what we need, but then we don't know what to do with that. Okay, so now let's come to the next stage, and where I will tell you about finding the data and what you will do with the data in general.